Folks, Vince with Haggerty's Music here. We're staying on the topic of love this month. Last week we talked about the Fender Stratocaster, a very important electric guitar in guitar history. The Stratocaster is neat, ready for the occasion, but also ready to party. But if there's one guitar that's the host of that party and is overlooking everything that's going on there, it would be this. Today's love letter goes out to the Gibson Les Paul. Where do you even begin with a guitar so amazing? To me, it almost feels wrong using the word iconic to describe the Gibson Les Paul because it's so much more than that. The first time you play and feel a Gibson Les Paul, you are pulled in and you feel like a real guitar player. You are captivated immediately and you get this overwhelming feeling that you just want to rock out. The sound palette that the Gibson Les Paul can create for you is nearly endless. Any genre of music, any style of playing, this guitar will have something for you. The tone of the Gibson Les Paul can be described similarly to that of a hand-knitted sweater your grandma made. It's warm, it's thick, and it just feels like home. The Les Paul can thrive in any environment, whether it's clean channels playing jazz, it's just a very rich sound. One thing that fascinates me about the Les Paul is I don't think anyone expected it to be as powerful as it is in the music world. When Les Paul released the first series of these back in the 1950s, he was using them to play jazz. He was a big jazz player. And don't get me wrong, you can get some incredible clean tones when you're playing jazz out of a Les Paul. It adds a form of sweetness to your playing that I don't think you can emulate with any other guitar out there. It's a character of its own being. And that's just the clean channels. Once you hit the overdrive button for the first time, you understand. And that's the only way I can describe it. First time you hit an overdriven power chord on a Gibson Les Paul, you are changed forever. There's no other way to say it. You understand, you have this epiphany of why rock and roll happened, why so many different evolutions of that style came to be. You just understand in that moment. And all you want to do is keep playing because you want to live in that feeling forever. With a Gibson Les Paul, you have never felt so in control of electricity ever in your life. That's the sensation you get when you play one. The sound that comes out of the amplifier, how it feels like you are manipulating nature itself, and electricity just becomes in your control. To be honest with you, everyone, I could probably talk all day about this guitar, but I really don't need to. The Les Paul sort of speaks for itself in its own respect. To some, it is known as the king of guitars, and it is the most recognizable electric guitar ever made. It is truly a work of art, a magnificent tool, and an inspiring instrument. And that's why I love it. And I think you should too. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you tune in next week for the next love letter.